So 1990, you and Danny are in charge. Did you guys were you officially in charge or
No, there was a couple situations with other siblings. One that had gone to restaurant management school, and the likely candidate to be there. I'd gotten into health clubs and promotions, and I really liked that. I didn't really see it applying at the time to the Big Texan until really I got back. Then all of a sudden it's just like I could hang this here. I mean, all of a sudden I just saw the whole wall light up, and I thought, well, if Danny and I can do the inside part with Danny's expertise, and we can get the horse to water, the magic will happen. And Danny, I always joke about, well, my job's to keep us on the front page. Danny's job is to keep us off the obituaries. So that's how it's kind of structured. And
I
then,
like that.
and
Okay.
sometimes he pulls his hair out. He said, well, we can't do that. Why would you want to bring a 32-foot dinosaur back from Dallas? And I said, because it's part of the Big Texan. And there's a lot of times that we have knocked down dragouts about ideas and that type thing. And uh, I have to prove myself over and over again that the Big Texan is not just about steaks and cowboys. So there's a lot of crazy things that we do, but it's a good relationship.
So what was your golden lining then? What was your moment of true change and like where you met a crossroad for yourself?
Probably seeing the success and in the increase in business and the acceptance of the Big Texan with entertainment. It was uh it was always a restaurant, but it was always considered, a show. And that's the one thing when I saw the shows starting to take off, that's when I realized, that's the ticket. That's the ticket. And the fact that we had a couple things that were pushing us into the spotlight, which was one Route 66, one the uniqueness of the 72 ounce steak challenge. It really found a really nice running mate, and one publicity story led to another, and all of a sudden it was just like a hailstorm. It just started pouring down. All these people want to know about the 72 ounce steak. And I thought, that's the Mickey Mouse and the Big Texan. That's where we need to put all our emphasis. So we started doing the steak eating contest. We started doing anything and everything we could. We took the 72 ounce steak. We would find out the biggest radio market in Oklahoma City and Kansas City and Denver, and we would go up there and call the station and say, we're coming up on this day. You get six eaters. We're going to be up there, and you got the number one radio morning show. You get your eaters lined up, and we'll come up there and do 72 ounce steak for you. And we started doing a road tour with the 72 ounce steak to promote it.
Mhm. What year?
This was in the 90s.
Okay.
Danny and I would choose two or three different markets that we'd want to do in February through May
Hmm.
during the slower time of the year that we would do that with. And we started thinking of other things but that going out on the road like that with the 72 ounce steak into these big markets, it was just, I mean, plus we got to do radio promos or television promo, depending on whether we would do the morning radio talk show or the television show. We would find out which was the biggest radio or television stations with the morning shows, and we would go for them. And we'd get put on all this free publicity. Then all of a sudden these people say, "Oh, we saw you." We'd see them coming through. We saw you all on TV this year when you know that staking contest in St. Louis, and that really made a big difference. Taking the stake on the road, entertaining.
Hmm. Sounds like you and Danny, you guys allow each other to shine in their rightful spot. That makes your your tandem so good. In the sense that he is, let's say he's the manager. So he's the manager to make sure everything is systematic, controlled, and in good working order. And you are the one that can go out and really promote, really be on the face of it, and really get everybody to understand and put their arms around the Big Texan as a whole. And seems like that's also been part of that magic that you and your brother have a really good tandem with each other that kind of really respect each other's spaces and how each operate and what magic each one brings. Am I right?
Yeah.
How difficult was that to find? Or as in what I mean by find is to know, hey, Danny, like you are skilled here. I am skilled here, where neither one of y'all when either one of you guys didn't overlap on top of each other.
Yeah, well, you understand what the other one's strength is. Just like Danny, he would get an invoice from the food purveyor, and he would sit in his office and he would go through each one of them and look at the price and see what they quoted, look how much they delivered, if they shorted us, if they switched to a different one. He would go through each one of those things where I can't do that. I mean, I can't do that. I'll go out and take out hundreds of jars of jelly beans in the Big Texan boot mug to hotels and different people around town or down the Texas Panhandle. One time I got urinal screens and I found that you could print on these urinal screens. So I put free 72-ounce steak, Amarillo, Texas, Big Texan, and I went out to every truck stop in every roadside gas station, all the way from here to Oklahoma City, all the way from here to Grants, into Colorado with these things, giving them free boxes of these urinal screens. So people, it was a premium advertising spot. They look down and it's say free 72-ounce steak, Amarillo. It says when you're in Texas, whiz on by. So
Play on words
yeah,
there.
so I would do that while he was there going over the numbers and stuff. And once again, controlling the controllables is what we did. We always said that the goal of the Big Texan is to acquire and maintain customers. The goal is to be profitable, to acquire external marketing, maintain his quality service and dining. And we wanted those people to say those three magical words, we'll be back. And you leave the Big Texan after you work 14-hour day and fried, you're exhausted, you've done real well for the day. But he and I both very strongly feel that no matter how you did, it's about the next customer that walks in your front door. And you have to go home and you have to push the reset button. And don't think you're successful. You push the reset button, you go back because it all starts over the next day. Having to do that again, conquer that hill. It's a daily process of doing that. And he and I both have a very strong dedication to that, and hopefully we've instilled that in our kids.
So your dad evolved in the restaurant game by bringing in true cowboys. So it was such an allure to be coming to Texas and actually experiencing and seeing Texas men coming on horses and coming to the restaurant. Your father was great at the idea of, hey, maybe I could try out billboards and that might be a hit, but why not? We'll just see what happens. And it is. You and Danny step in, you go 4 to 6 hours in different directions of our I-40 artery and go to the biggest radio station, get whoever wants to be in the eating competition. You set them up, you get publicity, and you get airtime, and you build that up. So, and that's part of your method. You go to what do you call it? Every different truck stop and put into urinals. What do you call it? Free 72-ounce steak at Amarillo, Texas. The What's something else you've done? Let me make sure I get all. If there's more stuff I'm missing, what else do you have in your marketing tools that you've done? Not your children and not your father, but like you and Danny.
A lot of the sports teams, like we'd go out to the Texas Rangers, the Dallas Stars, the Dallas Cowboys, Kansas City Chiefs, and baseball minor league teams like the one in Oklahoma City. And we would go out and we would go out on with their flagship station on their first day of the season or during the game or during intermission where there'd be a 72-ton steak challenge.
Mm-hmm.
We'd call and say, we're coming out there. We'll do it for free. You just get it neater for us and we'll set it all up. It'll cost you a penny. And they publicize the heck out of that thing. And you're in front of, 25,000 people, when they're watching baseball. And here's the guy on the monitor eating a 70-ton steak from Amarillo. And it's just, once again, it's just everybody. When the people say, oh, we were in Saudi Arabia, we got a taxi cab driver and told the driver we were a friend, and they knew about the 70-ton steak. And that's what we want. We want the world knowing about the 70-ton steak. It works. I mean, it's so much fun. That's why, I mean, I don't care who it is. They come up to me, whatever small story it is. I love hearing that they were somewhere and somebody knew about the Big Texan. Just like they told me when I was playing hockey in Canada. "Oh, you're from Amarillo? Oh, that's where that big steak is." That's what we want to have happen. It's just
Somebody in Scotland told me. I
Scotland.
was in Scotland, and yeah, a gentleman I was talking to, he goes, Amarillo. Why do I know that name? Like, what's there? It's like, you know, it's a small town. We have the second largest canyon. It's like, no, I don't know that. It's like there's a spot that it's called like the Big Texan. Big Texan. Is that 72-ounce steak place? I was like, yes, that's it. He goes, oh my gosh, like tell me about that. This I'm like, you got to come and experience it. Really, I couldn't tell you really without you seeing and experiencing it. But I'll give a small spiel because people want to hear about it. If you're anybody new, and me and your son were talking about this, and I was telling him that anybody who comes into town, they all want to know what is something that would be unique to me that I can experience that would make me feel like I came to Texas and I've never been here. No problem. You go, get in the car. We're going, we're going to go down to Lakeside. You're going to come around and you're going to hit Big Texan. It's like the yellow building. Yes, the yellow building. It's like go inside. I want you to walk in by yourself and just kind of start wandering. And then I'll come in right after you. And then you tell me what you're thinking, what you see. And then like eyes light up. You got fresh hot fudge. You got these trinkets. You got these games going on. You have the announcers. Hey, there's a 72-ounce steak. Hey, we got this gentleman over here, Mike. He's about to try the 72-ounce steak. Let's see if he can do it. And there's something you have the audience say, like right before they start. You
Yeah.
make them say yeehaw. And so that kind of gets the whole energy flowing. And whether it's been packed out or it's on like a slower period during a certain time of day, the energy seems to hold, and your team holds the same energy. Even in the few times that I've been during events or something of other nature that have nothing to do with the challenge, but the energy that the team brings, you're able to continue that not just from ownership and you, but down to the line level and everywhere else. How do you create that experience for everyone and to have your team buy in?
It has to do with well, let's start with the team alone. I mean, when people are on vacation and you're treated nicely, you're treated with respect, you reward people. You reward those people that made you feel special. I mean, it's so critical when if you go out somewhere and even a taxi cab driver is nice to you and takes time to talk to you, you really appreciate that. Here in the Texas Panhandle, I mean, people think they've done something wrong when you wave to them and their cars are going, they think something's wrong with their car. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. But if you're nice to people and you show them respect and show them a good time, tell them when they're ordering up the menus, like when you train our servers, you tell them, what I like, what I really like. And there's a secret you can do. You can order this sauce with this one, and it's a lot better. You can put a scoop of chili on your chicken fried steak, and it's called a red top. Little things like that that takes time for those people. I mean, that's special for them, and they reward them. So our team is generated by the rewards they get for being nice to people. And the more that they recognize that this is bigger than slinging hash at a Denny's. This is a world famous restaurant, and I represent that. That's where they make the $900,000 a night that they get over there. I mean,
Mhm.
the money that they reward the servers with is just unbelievable. So they're buying. I mean, walking up to a table and said, "What can I get for y'all?" versus saying, "Which one of y'all going to try the 72-ounce steak?" Conversation started. The magic started when they walk in the front door. "You here to eat this big steak?" Instead of having in your party. I mean, that's what we want. That's what we want them saying. That enthusiasm, it has to be there, because it's the big show. I mean, you are bigger than life with Big Texan, and it might be just in Amarillo, but trust me, we see those people walking in. We know what they want. We know what time they're going to be there. We know what time they're going to be going home and what they're going to want and what they expect to see. This is their Texas, and here's your wet canvas. Paint it for us. Show us what you want. And that's what they do. So that's where the buy-in is from those people. And they know it. If you have a bad one, they won't last long at the Big Texan because it's a hard place to work. Oof, I mean, when you're doing 3,000, 3,500 people a day, it's hard. It's hard to do that. Very, very hard. And it's chaos, but it is a control chaos.
Mm. Did you ever think that once you're stepping in, like, I don't know if we're going to be able to make this work?
No, because when you step into something, it has to work. Just like a catering party, just like a big night, you have to have success one way or the other on it. And there's no backing out of it. Once those people walk in, once they sit down, I mean, you've got to go. And so to pull something off, you don't even think twice about it. You have to pull it off. Just like at Starlight, just like at the RV park, just like catering a big party, you're there. There's no room for failure. You don't accept failure. It's just something we don't do. I mean, a disaster like you see a lot of places have, well, they should never have a disaster. Not because you're better, but because it's just you have to succeed. There's no failure in the room for anything.
Sounds like your father was a massive impact in the sense that if it's go time, it's go time. Hey, today we're going to build a building, whether that's your forte or not. We're building the Big Texan from ground up,
And it will work.
and it will work.
Yes.
And so it sounds like every day when you wake up, your mindset and Danny's mindset is like the moment you open your eyes, the show's on, and the show comes on, and you guys are the ringleaders, and you guys are directing an orchestra. And it truly is an orchestra. I mean, 3,000, 3,500 people, like that is no small feat. That's enormous. And that's not Amarillo, Texas people by any stretch. And I know that by miles. And the thing is that, you guys definitely do it with an art. So now we're on third generation. You got Tyler and Patrick, and I don't know Danny's,
Alex and Jordan.
Alex and Jordan. How, how do you work that dynamics? Now, you were experienced it with your siblings, and you and Danny found y'all's magic between you two. What's the new magic or how do you help direct magic for the next generation to help steer the same direction of what makes Big Texan Big Texan?
Well, it's right now it's refining the expertise from what's coming in, what you got to work with. Each one of them has a specialty that they bring to the table, just like Danny and I did. Will it work when you shake it up? I don't know. I mean, that's one thing about it that you're sending off in the future that you're really not going to be there for it. I mean, you'll be there for a small part of it, but what would work out, what the chemistry is between them? Are we going to have an outside person come in that picks the pace up in those areas that you're not? Because Big Texan is really to the point right now that it's gotten so big, and if we do expand the restaurant, which are in the plans right now, that's we're not going to push the mothership too far, but it's going to look just like it. It's not going to go too far away from where we're at right now with the expansion. But if the chemistry between the kids, what they have, I mean, one of them right now, or what we know for sure is one of them is very good with food, purchasing, inventory control, price management, which is Danny's son, Alex. Danny's worked directly with him. And I mean, he's very, very good at what he does. He understands volume. He understands discount. He understands volume purchase. And he's very, very good with that. And he's picked it up real well. My son Tyler has picked up the gift shop. The gift shop was picked up 12 years ago because we always had it leased out to other people because it wasn't our field of expertise, and we always took it for granted that we would get a check from whoever was leasing it that we were able to use, and we thought that was a gift shop business. Once we got into it with my wife, we realized that we have the highest average square foot retail space in the Texas Panhandle. We make more in each of the square foot that we have inside that restaurant than any other retail space in the Texas Panhandle, including jewelry stores.
Mm.
Hard to believe that 1,800 square feet produces $4.5 million in sales. It's hard to visualize that. But I mean, it never, and stuff that she brings in, we look at, we go, who in the hell would buy this stupid thing? We can't keep them on the shelf. It's not about what you think about what people will buy and what they'll sell. It's what they actually see and what they like, and it sparks the interest in them.